In the bustling compound in the heart of Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, Mama Rejoice and Mama Ayo lived as neighbors. Their homes were side by side, and their bond was as strong as family. Despite their differences in parenting styles, they were inseparable friends. Mama Rejoice was strict and disciplined, believing in firm rules, while Mama Ayo was gentle and easygoing, rarely raising her voice. Both women were hardworking traders, often spending their days at the market. This left little time for their children, Rejoice and Ayo, who had grown up together like siblings. At 12 years old, the two were inseparable, sharing secrets, doing homework, and playing games around the compound. Their laughter echoed through the dusty yard, a constant reminder of their youthful joy. One day, during a casual conversation at dinner, Ayo told his mother, "Mama, I need a cell phone. All my classmates have one and I feel left out." Mama Ayo paused her spoon midway to her mouth. "A phone? Ayo, don't you think you're too young for that?" "But Mama, it's not just for games. I can use it to study too," Ayo argued, his big hopeful eyes looking up at her. Mama Ayo sighed, unsure if her son was ready for such responsibility. She decided to set a condition. "If you can come first in your class this term, I'll buy you a phone, but only if you prove you deserve it." Ayo's eyes lit up with determination. From that day forward, he studied harder than ever, pouring all his energy into his books. Even Rejoice noticed a change. "You're really serious about this phone, aren't you?" she teased him one evening as they worked on math homework together. "I'll show Mama I can do it," Ayo replied confidently. When the term ended, Ayo achieved his goal. He came home clutching his report card, beaming with pride. "Mama, look, first position." Mama Ayo couldn't hide her joy. She hugged him tightly and promised to keep her word. True to her promise, she bought Ayo a sleek new iPhone. It was more advanced than Ayo had ever imagined, and he was overjoyed. From that day on, the phone became Ayo's favorite possession. He used it to play games, watch cartoons, and explore the internet. Rejoice often joined him, and the two spent hours laughing at funny videos and sharing silly games. One sunny afternoon, Ayo and Rejoice sat in his room glued to the phone. "Let's see what else we can find," Ayo said, scrolling through apps. Rejoice nodded, her eyes wide with curiosity. This phone has so much. Their innocent exploration marked the beginning of something neither of them could have predicted. A journey that would test their friendship and their innocence. One quiet afternoon, while Mama Rejoice and Mama Ayo were away at the market, Ayo and Rejoice sat in Ayo's room as they often did. Ayo was busy scrolling through his phone, navigating various apps and videos, while Rejoice watched over his shoulder. Suddenly, Ayo paused. "What's this?" he asked, clicking on an unfamiliar icon. The screen lit up with a collection of videos. The thumbnails were unusual, unlike the cartoons and games they usually enjoyed. Ayo tapped on one out of curiosity, and the video began to play. It showed something strange, adults behaving in ways the children didn't understand. Ayo and Rejoice stared at the screen, their faces a mix of confusion and curiosity. "What are they doing?" Rejoice whispered, her voice barely audible. Ayo hesitated, his brows furrowed. "I think it's something adults do. I heard older boys at school talk about things like this." Rejoice's face flushed. "Should we be watching this? It feels wrong." Ayo shrugged, unable to tear his eyes away. "It's just a video. It's not like we're doing anything bad." But deep down, both children felt uneasy. The video ended, but instead of closing the app, Ayo clicked on another one. As the minutes passed, their uneasiness turned into fascination. They didn't fully understand what they were watching, but the mystery of it drew them in. "Let's not tell anyone about this," Ayo said finally, his voice firm. "It's our secret." Rejoice nodded. Though a part of her wanted to tell her mother, she knew that Mama Rejoice wouldn't take it lightly. Her strict mother was quick to punish, and Rejoice couldn't imagine the consequences if she found out. From that day on, Ayo and Rejoice afternoons changed. Whenever their mothers were away, they would lock themselves in Ayo's room to watch more of the forbidden videos. The once innocent laughter that used to echo through the compound was replaced by whispered conversations and stolen glances. Days turned into weeks, and the secret began to affect their friendship. They no longer played outside or did their homework together like they used to. Instead, their bond revolved around the hidden world they had discovered. One day, Rejoice turned to Ayo as they sat in his room. "Do you think it's bad that we're watching these videos?" she asked, her voice trembling. Ayo looked uncomfortable. "It's just videos, Rejoice. It's not like we're doing anything wrong. But what if Mama finds out?" Rejoice pressed. Ayo's expression hardened. "She won't. We just have to keep it a secret." Rejoice nodded, but unease grew with each passing day. Then one fateful afternoon, Rejoice said something that shocked Ayo. "What if we try doing what they're doing in the videos?" Ayo froze. "What? No, that's not a good idea, Rejoice." "But why not?" Rejoice insisted. "If it's something adults do, maybe we can understand it better." Ayo shook his head, his heart pounding. "I don't think it's right. What if we get caught?" But Rejoice wouldn't let the idea go. Her curiosity was stronger than her fear, and she kept bringing it up until Ayo reluctantly agreed. The first time they tried, it didn't go as planned. Rejoice felt a sharp pain and quickly told Ayo to stop. She ran out of the room, tears streaming down her face. For days, she avoided Ayo, refusing to talk to him or even look his way. Ayo felt terrible. He wanted to apologize, but he didn't know how. Finally, after several days, he approached Rejoice at school. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "I shouldn't have agreed." Rejoice hesitated before nodding. "It's okay. Let's just forget about it." Their friendship slowly returned to normal, but things were never quite the same. Then one random day, Rejoice surprised Ayo again. "I think we should try it again," she said bluntly. Ayo stared at her in disbelief. "What?" "Rejoice, no. The last time." "I want to," Rejoice interrupted. "This time will be different. Please, Ayo, don't disappoint me." Ayo's heart sank. He didn't want to say yes, but he couldn't bear the thought of upsetting Rejoice. Reluctantly, he agreed. One day after school, Ayo and Rejoice decided to stay behind in an empty classroom. The school was quiet, and most of the students and teachers had gone home. Rejoice looked at Ayo with determination in her eyes. "Are you sure about this?" Ayo whispered nervously, glancing around. Rejoice nodded. "We'll be quick. No one will know." They slipped into the school toilet, their hearts pounding with both fear and anticipation. Just as they were about to try what they had seen in the videos, the sound of footsteps echoed down the corridor. "Someone's coming," Ayo hissed, grabbing Rejoice's arm. Panic set in as the footsteps grew louder. The children ran out of the toilet, dashing in different directions. It was a school security guard making his routine rounds. Fortunately, he didn't see them, but the close call left them shaken. When they got home that evening, both Mama Rejoice and Mama Ayo were still at work. Alone in the compound, Rejoice turned to Ayo and said, "We have to try again, this time at home." Ayo hesitated, his fear evident. "I don't know, Rejoice. What if someone catches us?" "No one's here," Rejoice insisted. "Our mothers won't be back for hours." Reluctantly, Ayo agreed. They went into Ayo's room and locked the door. Just as they were about to start, the sound of the front door opening startled them. "Ayo, are you home?" Mama Ayo's voice rang out. Ayo and Rejoice froze, their faces pale with fear. Mama Ayo's footsteps approached the room, and she knocked on the door. "Ayo, why is this door locked?" Scrambling to cover up their actions, Ayo unlocked the door. Mama Ayo's sharp eyes darted between Ayo and Rejoice, immediately sensing something was off. "What's going on here?" she asked, her voice firm. Rejoice looked down at the floor, unable to meet her gaze. Ayo stammered, trying to come up with an excuse, but his mother wasn't convinced. Both of you, sit down, Mama Ayo commanded. Now tell me the truth. What have you been doing? The children exchanged nervous glances. They knew they couldn't hide the truth any longer. With trembling voices, they confessed everything. The videos, their curiosity, and their attempts to mimic what they had seen. Mama Ayo listened in stunned silence, her heart sinking with every word. She felt a wave of guilt wash over her. How had she missed this? How had her focus on her business blinded her to her son's needs? Taking a deep breath, she said, "Stay here. I need to talk to Mama Rejoice." Mama Ayo walked across the compound to Rejoice's house and told her everything. Mama Rejoice's face turned pale with shock. She stood up abruptly, pacing the room. "This is all Rejoice's fault," she snapped. "She's the one leading Ayo astray." Mama Ayo shook her head firmly. "No, it's not just Rejoice. Both of them are involved, and we need to handle this together as mothers." For the first time, Mama Rejoice sat down, her usual strict demeanor replaced by worry. "What do we do?" she asked quietly. "We need to talk to them, and more importantly, we need to get them help," Mama Ayo replied. "Therapy, counseling, whatever it takes to guide them back to the right path." The two mothers returned to Ayo's house and had a long talk with the children. They explained the dangers of the content they had been watching and why their actions were harmful. Though their words were gentle, the children could feel the weight of their disappointment. After that day, things changed in the compound. Mama Rejoice became more attentive to Rejoice, softening her strict ways to create a more open and trusting relationship. Mama Ayo, on the other hand, made an effort to spend more time with Ayo, realizing that her leniency had left him without proper guidance. Eventually, both families agreed to seek professional help for the children. Therapy sessions helped Ayo and Rejoice understand the consequences of their actions and the importance of making better choices. The therapist explained to them why such content was harmful and how it could negatively affect their development. Slowly, the children began to heal, but the incident left a deep mark on their friendship. Despite the efforts to mend the situation, the bond between the two families was never the same. Mama Rejoice decided to relocate to another state, hoping to give Rejoice a fresh start away from the memories of what had happened. As the moving truck pulled away, Ayo watched from the compound, feeling a mix of sadness and relief. He had learned a hard lesson, one that would stay with him for the rest of his life. It's important for parents to spend time with their kids, talk to them about safe and responsible phone use, and teach them about the dangers of certain content. Phones are tools that can help children learn and communicate, but they should be given only when the child is mature enough to handle them responsibly. Children need guidance, love, and attention to navigate the challenges of growing up in a world filled with technology and information. Parents must strive to strike a balance between discipline and open communication to foster trust and understanding. For more captivating story, always feel free to subscribe to Opera Media.